And hello from the writer's room. It is I, your friend, Jay Ishiro Finney, author and alien in a human suit. And as always, it's time for me to push one of my books because you know what? If you're not reading my books, what the hell are you doing with your life?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't write woke stuff. I write very, very tight, complete, interesting stories that you want to read, and they're available on Amazon for only $2.
You write about adults.
Doing adult stuff.
Yeah. And
Actually,
it's
I kind of
not
do.
and it's not safe.
And it's not safe. Yeah, my writing is not a safe space.
Although there are safe words. Safety words?
No, I don't think there's any stories that feature a safe word.
No, but there are characters that I'm sure use them.
Oh, that's probably true. But anyway, hello.
That's it. There's no safe space, just safe words. Anyway.
Safe words, not safe spaces.
Yes.
So, first off, as we know, the platform known as YouTube is a horrendous piece of shit. So, get out there, go to your social media, and let everyone know we are live, because otherwise, they're never going to know.
No.
Now, who's sitting next to me?
I'm sitting next to you. I am Kat Rocha, the night editor, and I have come down with con plague. So please forgive my voice.
That is right. The wonderful, wonderful experience at con did come at a cost, my friends. We got the Unicron variant of COVID. Yes, Unicron.
I am infected by Michael Bay.
And ever since then, we've had to consult with the Autobot Matrix.
Yes.
We have been consulting with the Autobot Matrix to deal with Unicron, and I think we've got it under control. Be honest with you, this is the second time with COVID, and the most I can say is it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I mean, I have had a lot worse.
Actually, I didn't realize I was sick until today.
Yeah, the first 3 days you didn't even really I think my nose is dry.
It's like, well, it's really dry right now. I know the humidity index here in Phoenix is like 5. And I just came from a convention where I've been screaming a lot of the time. So yeah, of course my voice is hoarse and my throat sucks. So,
and of course you're tired.
And of course I'm tired. And of course I'm fucking achy.
So yeah, I mean, she couldn't tell the difference between COVID and just a long day at the convention.
Yeah.
How bad is this disease? Seriously, Bill. Bill Gates, tell me. I want to know. I don't know. It works with most Windows.
Yes. If you can do a whole convention, you can have COVID.
Yes.
So, yeah, it wasn't until today where I'm like, you know what? I might actually be sick. Although I got to say those home over-the-counter tests, I took a picture of it. I haven't put it up on Instagram yet, but I was so tempted to go. It's like, Mom, I'm pregnant, because it looks like a freaking pregnancy test.
We actually are thinking about getting a few more of the tests and giving them to the rats and seeing what results come back from the lab.
Yeah, I want to see what the rats come up with.
Plus, I think it would be hilarious if the lab has a record of my DNA and it's actually a rat's DNA.
That would be hilarious. Well, actually, these home ones, you do them here at home.
Oh, no. I want to do the one you send it to the lab.
Oh, get those.
Just to fuck up their stats, because, they're selling the data.
Yeah.
From every test, they're selling the DNA data. So, yeah, let's throw a few, you test your dog.
Test your dog. Yeah, a lot of people have done that.
Yeah,
actually.
Test your dog and see if it comes back positive. I know that somebody tested a goat.
Yep, a goat, and wasn't a chicken tested?
Yeah, and apparently the lab couldn't tell. They just said positive.
Yeah.
Actually, what'd your doctor tell you?
My doctor. I'm annoyed at my doctor. Okay. Now, if I get we're in and I get that doctors have to cover their asses. I actually understand that. So if the doctor said, okay, look, you have these symptoms, they are COVID symptoms, but they're also flu symptoms. They're also a bunch of other things symptoms. We have to test you first for COVID and rule that out. And then once we do that, then, we can move from there. If the doctor had explained it to me like that, I would have been 100% fine. But no, the doctor immediately was like, oh, you got COVID. Oh, you got COVID. He full on said, God, why is it that everybody I've been talking to today has nothing but COVID symptoms? It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And so anyway, instantly he's like, "Oh, you got COVID." I'm like, "Well, how do you know it's just not the flu?" It's like, "Oh no, you have COVID. So here, take this test. Do X, Y, and Z." And I knew about the over-the-counter tests, so I asked him, how do those stack up? Are they reliable? And he goes, "Oh yeah, they're perfectly fine. So you can do that instead if you really wanted to. But if it comes up negative, it's probably wrong. So you got to take another test." What the fuck? What
Yeah.
the
Oh,
hell
yeah.
kind of racket is that
Yeah.
shit?
This isn't a scam. No.
And so it came up positive, but I don't buy it because COVID and the flu are cousins. So if it's testing to see if it's a COVID strain and I just have the flu, it's still going to pop up as positive. So I went ahead and I got the diagnostic test, which I got to wait another day or two to find out. But it's just the fact that he immediately jumped on things. And then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to give you this nasal spray." And I'm like, "But I don't have nasal drip. My nose isn't clogged up. I'm fine." And he goes, "Look, I'm trying to keep you out of the hospital." What?
So what if I go to the doctor and I just have, a bad day at the con?
Yeah,
I've got COVID symptoms.
apparently. Yeah, just the achy muscles, the hoarse voice, and the dry mouth and the coughing.
So
It's like, no, it's not just a day at the con. It's you got COVID.
so so yeah. So let's say I go to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
I eat some of that crappy food, so I get a sick stomach. I go on the Matterhorn and scream a lot and get dizzy and go to the doctors and say, I'm dizzy, my voice is hoarse, and it feels like I ate Disney food.
Yeah.
I have a COVID diagnosis.
Yes, you do, and now they want you to get tested.
Yeah, go fuck off.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, if it's this easy, I don't care. Seriously.
No, it's just the fact that again, if it's when we need to rule it out first, totally get. But the immediately, "Oh no, you got COVID. No matter what, you got COVID." It's like, well, what the fuck?
You know what? I think my boot tells you got to shut the fuck up about COVID.
Yeah. No, and then okay, he said, "Tell me what your results are when you have the test." So I told him, okay, it did come out positive, and I'm going to go ahead and get that diagnostic test anyway to make sure that it's not a false positive. And the test that I'm getting tests to see if it's the flu as well. It will actually differentiate, which is nice. And that's what I want. I want it to differentiate between the flu and actual COVID-19. And without even talking to me, without even sending me a message, I get a notice from my pharmacy saying, "Oh, you have another prescription waiting for you." It's like, I didn't order anything. And then his office nurse, wrote to me and said, "Oh, the doctor ordered for you this, COVID medication." Like, you're not even going to talk to me about it? The only notation was that certain meds I'm currently taking, I can't take while I'm on this COVID med. It's like, look, I've already kicked this thing's ass already. I'm not taking this medication. I mean, I sound awful, but I actually feel fine, except for slightly tired.
Yeah. So William Hastings wants to know why everyone gets sick at cons. Well, there's a couple reasons. Whole bunch of people crowded in a small space, recycled air,
Mm-hmm.
lots of handshaking and touching and hugging.
Yes, lots of all of those things.
And then you've got about 1/4 of the people there are pretty unhealthy to begin with.
Yeah.
And it really is just that combo. Although, we've generally done pretty well.
The last time we got con plague, I believe, was San Diego Comic-Con 2014.
Yeah, that was horrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot worse than COVID.
Yeah, that actually, that wasn't as bad as
Michael's death plague.
Michael's death plague. Michael is a friend of ours who
Oof.
lived in a very unsanitary room. But so that con wasn't nearly as bad, but that was the same year that I bought the modern interpretations of Poe's
Oh yeah,
poems.
no, it was about
and not Rue Morgue,
Red Death. The
Red
Mask of the Red
Death.
Death was Comic-Con.
Yeah, Mask of the Red Death was Comic-Con, and it was going from room to room from the different halls, watching people go down due to con plague, and that was just so perfect.
Well, William, as a germaphobe myself, I'm pretty paranoid. I try not to touch anything. I try not to. I'm kind of like that. But if she gets sick, I get sick. So
hey, I even had hand sanitizer that I was using regularly while I was at the booth. So I did my duty. I was a good girl.
So anyway,
yes,
we went to. Actually, it's called Phoenix Fan Fusion. They kept changing the name.
Yeah, in fact, they had they themselves were selling T-shirts making fun of the fact that they can't figure out what they should call themselves.
Oh, that's good.
I find that hilarious.
Now, even though apparently they had a drag show, whatever.
It was adults, though.
Oh, it wasn't the kids shit. Good.
No. It was adult drag. So, at least as far as I know, it was adult drag.
There's a bunch of fat people trying real hard to be Phoenix.
Exactly.
And Psylocke.
Actually, I did not see was it Man Sailor Moon? I did not see anybody like that, but I did see a couple who were this weird Wonder Twins, and he was wearing that man thong where it's like it just covers your nuts and then goes over your shoulders.
Yeah, I saw a handful of millennial guys trying and failing at cross-dressing, but aside from that,
actually, I saw a couple that I will say I knew that they were or I'm going to pretend that they were joking. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because they had full George Lucas, mustache and beard. And then they spent money on the chest piece with the tits. And they obviously knew how to mask the fact that this thing actually was not attached to them very well. And I just had to applaud the effort that they went to and hope that it really was supposed to be a joke.
I think the only bad encounter was one of these cross-dressers.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a real skinny guy who was cosplaying, I think, is the White Queen, Emma Frost.
Yeah.
And he had that long flowing cape. And people kept stepping on it, and I stepped on it, and he gave me this look like, and I'm
like, dude.
I just looked at him. He's like,
This is what happens at con. I mean, actually, for Wolf, there was a ton of furries. I have never seen so many furries in one place before.
It was terrifying.
But there was one girl who had a long flowy tail, and I'm like, I'm putting down money on how long until someone steps on it and it breaks off. I mean, I feel sorry for her, but it's the con. She should wrap it around her arm like a stole. It's very feminine to do that. Yeah.
Well, this guy wasn't. He looked like a fop, but he wasn't very good at being feminine.
Well, if he's a skinny guy and obviously he
had that same look as the twink in Mad Max.
Oh, shit.
The Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had kind of that look.
And no boobage? No fake boobage?
No, he was very much male.
Wow. So is he Rule 34 Emma Frost, or was he actually cross-dressing?
Fuck, I don't know. I just know he was pretty. At this point, I don't give a shit. Your gender identity. Stick it up your ass. I don't care.
All right. Comment to Fizz. You'd think that furries would be present at most conventions, and depending on where you are, they are. But the last few that I went to in California, they were not there.
No. What it is ever since they moved WonderCon from San Francisco to Anaheim.
Yeah.
No, when it was in San Francisco, that was the Furry Con.
Yes, it was the Furry Con.
Oh God, it was horrifying. I have not seen more. I've never seen so many people walking around on leashes on all fours on the convention floor, and the lizard people were the worst. Naturally,
Yeah,
I hated them the most.
of course.
They were almost entirely body paint and a little mankini.
Yeah. Well, they look like the Enigma.
No, they look like the fucking Reptoids.
Yeah.
They might have been. So anyway, Psylocke's awesome though.
Although there was that couple at this show that it's like you could tell their costumes weren't just for show.
Oh, the Viking and the
No, Medusa and the Minotaur.
yeah, he just had a bullhead. That was a human body.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were obviously, it was more than just a costume.
Yes. But oh, the Viking dude. Well,
all right, so let's get down to business. We met a lot of good people.
yes, we did. Amazing amount of good people.
We have never been to a comics convention that had been so literary.
Yes.
There were a lot, and I do mean a lot of people there selling books and buying books.
Yeah, prose books were big. In fact, there was an entire section of the con for prose books, and that's where we were.
Yeah, and I've got to say, aside from one person, not a single one of them was woke or even lefty.
Which person was that? Were they on our row?
It was
You got to talk to more people than I did.
it was the guy who sold me the copy of Shrapnel.
Oh, okay. That guy, yeah. Okay.
He was lefty.
Okay, yeah.
He was a college playwright.
Yeah.
But other than that, just about everyone there was not woke.
No, they were not.
And they were all there to find readers because they had flat out said the book market sucks.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, well, you know, if you're not a genderqueer aborigine from
well,
the Marianas Trench.
There was this one woman I was talking to who she, one second, I'm sorry.
Wait, which one? I'll throw the book up on the screen.
Okay, the nun detective. There you go.
See, I'm on it.
You are on it. Yeah. Go check out this woman's book. L.A. Mescone. She worked in a seminary, so she knows her stuff. And I talked to her a lot about what went into this book, and it is a good old-fashioned detective story in the same vein as Brother Cadfael or, of course, Agatha Christie novels. But I brought up Brother Cadfael, and she went exactly. And it's about how there's a murder of a nun, and the detective realizes that there's some religious significance behind it, and they need to know what that is in order to prevent more murders from happening. So he pulls in a nun who is also a forensic paleontologist.
Pathologist or paleontologist?
Paleontologist. And it's a good mystery story, and I was just so taken with her premise that I bought a copy of the book. So here it is. It's on Kindle, and please go check it out. She's amazing, and she told me that she had her story in her. She wanted to get it out. There's 2 more books. In fact, the 3rd book is coming out this July, and she wrote her book, and it's like, now what do I do? How do I get it out there? So
I think it's time we do a show like that.
Yeah.
We'll bring William on for that as well, because I think
Totally.
William has done a good job.
William knows his stuff. William definitely
I would
knows
say
his stuff.
bring Raltz on, but Raltz, it was literally, well, I put it out there and they bought it. He's the son of a bitch who was lucky enough to have it, build it and they'll come.
Well, he put it out there on Reddit first.
For free.
For free.
Yeah.
And then said,
And he
hey,
found an audience.
Yeah.
No, if you write as fast as he does, you can do that. All right.
So, and who are you going to talk about now?
Who am I going to talk about?
Yeah, who are you going to talk about? We're going to go over all the people that we ran into
Yeah.
and the books that we came home with, because these are people that we
Are
feel
worth a look.
Yeah, they're at least worth a look, and we're all in this together. Please excuse me.
Unicron's devouring you.
No, it's just attacking my vocal cords. I do apologize, people.
All right. Well, this was a very, very cool guy. Randy Lindsay, or Lindsay, Randy Lindsay. Very, very cool guy. Very, very cool. This is apparently his main series, although I'll get to another book of his that interests me far more. You know what? I'll go to that book first, because otherwise it may prejudice readers. I want to show this guy's range.
Okay.
Excuse the cover. He's going to get a better one.
Mm-hmm.
But Hellathon. Now, at first, this didn't seem like something I'd be into. Now, let me pull the copy of it I have. But I will start with the opening. And when he showed me he could write a good hook, that says everything. Banan had killed 663 men in order to enter the race, some of them more than once. He did not enjoy killing or counting the number of dead, but make no mistake, he would kill as many times and as many chances as he could to escape hell. And with the death of 3 more men as the prize for a second life, it was within his grasp. It was the blood admission.
Yep, there you go.
The concept. Let's read the back. Hellathon, the race to end all races. The white race.
Wow.
Sorry. Hellathon, the race to end all races. Every 1,000 years, Satan, Lord of demons and the damned, hosts a foot race from the depths of hell to the gates of heaven. The winner is granted a second chance at life. Banan, a vengeful Saxon warrior, has spent 13 centuries qualifying for the Hellathon. He wants nothing more than to escape the tortures of his appointed afterlife and change his eternal fate. But the Hellathon is no ordinary race. Each runner faces deadly obstacles throughout 5 realms, making the event more of a survival course than a foot race. Banan only has one chance to win and must compete against the most ruthless collection of souls ever to have lived on Earth. So, yeah, a very simple concept, foot race in hell, and it's a loose retelling of Dante's Inferno in reverse, where you start at the bottom level and run through the levels of hell, dealing with the various sinners on the different levels, in a race with all these other people from different ages.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, that is sounds like a very solid 1980s horror novel concept. But you don't get those anymore.
No, you don't.
Or maybe something like From the Masters of Horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really impressed with that and look forward to reading it. I've already started it. But yeah.
I was gonna say, you had another book of his that you had put up on the screen earlier.
Well, I'll do another one very briefly.
Okay.
Because I think it's pretty easy when I'm explaining this one.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. The Milkman's Son, a memoir of a family history, a DNA mystery, a story of paternal love. Apparently, Randy had an experience similar to me, except it wasn't as dark and bad, which is one day he did find out he was the milkman's son. Well, actually, the air conditioning man's son. And it's just an autobiographical piece about that.
Real quick, great idea, 12D. I will make a list on Discord of the books that we came home with. So, great idea. Anyway, continue.
So anyway,
Hellathon should be made into a Mario Kart style game with evil power-ups. Dude, Mario Kart meets Mortal Kombat.
No, I'd say Doom.
Doom, there
the
you go.
Doom guy in the race.
Dude, Doom Race 2000.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just very fascinating considering I've had a similar experience, and he and I talked quite a bit about it. We're going to have him on the show as well at some point because he, again, is a very cool guy. Close this one. Where is it? And now finally, one more by him. And this is why I said that I wanted to share his other works first. Apparently the one he gets the most sales on is a biblical apocalypse tale set in the modern day or the near future. And it's from an LDS point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently even some Christians have a real problem with that, apparently. But as an atheist, again, it's all mythology and just interesting. But yeah, apparently if you're into biblical apocalyptic fiction, he's got 3 of these books. And a 4th one is on the way. So, yeah. What should we look at next?
Let's see here. What is the list?
Brian.
Brian was awesome.
Brian Asher was boothing next to us.
Yes, he was, and he was an awesome person to hang out with. He is actually a police officer for Seattle, and he is looking to get out. So good luck to him. And I had made sure to thank him for his service. But what he really wants to do, what his passion is writing books. And he has 2 books out right now, a fantasy book and this book, The Treasure of Lore Rev, which is a sci-fi novel, which is on the same level as The Great Race or Death Race 2000. And let me read, and these are his descriptors. So let me read this to you. The Treasure of Lore Rev. One discovery has unimaginable consequences. While searching a deserted mountain range, an explorer locates a high-tech artifact he assumes is merely another interesting find. It's only one piece in a greater puzzle leading towards a device of ultimate power, the diffuser sphere. Suddenly, he's thrown into a battle between an engineer who's remade himself as a cybernetic demigod and the one tasked with safeguarding humanity from him. The only way out is to recover the sphere first, but will he reach it in time? He said that he wanted to do a good old-fashioned treasure hunt story set in a futuristic sci-fi world. And yeah, his villain is all cybered out with a car that looks like Kit. He's our 2 protagonists are a buddy team, and then of course there's the hot chick who's their rival, and they're all racing to get this artifact. Sounds like fun ride to me.
Okay, apparently our link in the description no longer goes to Discord. Would you know why?
I do not know why.
Well,
I do know that the Discord was recently revamped. Aloise streamlined it.
Oh, okay. So perhaps, I have to update it.
Yeah, perhaps it's going to a thread that no longer exists.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and fix it. Links tend to expire for Discords, huh? That sucks.
Oh.
Did not know that. So, should we do his fantasy series now?
Sure.
I know nothing about his fantasy series. He didn't tell me about it. I didn't get a look at the book, so you're going to have to do the talking.
I'll be honest, every time I'd ask him for a descriptor of the fantasy series, I only got that it was 3 protagonists, and then somebody would come to the booth and he would have to wheel and deal, and I never got the complete answer. So I'm going to read the story, the back of the book instead.
Which one's easier?
This one right here. Okay. Four destinies converge. An aging mercenary struggles to find meaning while chasing a contract many believe is a lie. The king's daughter toils with a life-changing decision to follow her family's path or forge a new one. A young boy possesses a power no one has seen since the kingdom's greatest nemesis. Behind them sits an assassin lurking in the shadows who will unwittingly unite them all. So, there you go.
Sounds like a basic fantasy. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fantasy fan, so maybe I shouldn't be commenting.
Oh, that's okay. And it sounds like a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else do we have?
Well, I was trying to see if I couldn't find the book by the Yuan twins, but
You're only finding John Yuan?
yeah.
Mm.
Let's see if he said it was on here, but I guess not.
Is the title of the book coming up, or is it bringing up porn? I ask because the title
Love
of the
Town, exactly.
Yeah, the book is entitled Love Town.
I'll punch up the homepage.
Okay.
Better not be porn.
I don't think it's porn.
It's porn.
Hey, you know what? That's pretty tame compared to tarot.
No, it's not porn. It's just entertaining. Now they're gonna think it's like really hot. Don't die on me.
I'm not gonna die on you. I'm feeling great.
Okay.
Just been talking a lot, so my vocal cords suck.
You don't have your usual sexy voice.
No, I don't have my usual deep and throaty voice.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yes, Hot Vampire Chick and Alexander Hamilton, the new buddy cop flick.
Oh, it's just a straight ahead historical graphic novel, I guess. Dog Witch. Alien Bones. Is it not available yet?
It should be available.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Love Town.
There's a lot of larks. Love Town.
Is it not collected yet?
It's not
There it is.
number 4 to be announced. So it looks like...
Oh, I can't even click on these. Oh, well.
Single issues? A trade paperback.
You know, okay, I'm going to have to tell them when we talk to them that we need to be able to find things immediately.
Yeah.
That readers do not have the patience to dig. And that's actually one of the reasons the algorithm going so bad on Amazon is terrible for everyone.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if readers have to try hard, they usually give up after 3 clicks.
I think that's actually been reduced. I know it used to be 3 clicks.
Oh, you think it's 2 now?
I think it's 2 now.
I
think there's a search function at the top.
I don't think it's available right now.
Well, they said that they had the graphic novel.
Yeah, I don't think it's up yet.
I think you're right. Well, we can show them what the single issue looked like.
Okay.
There it is.
I'm now more interested in this one. So here we are, Love Town. And
no, hand me the book.
I will hand you the hardbound book.
Okay.
That took too much effort.
Welcome to Los Amores, better known as Love Town. Lovetown is a city built upon a foundation of corruption, violence, and greed, where millionaire celebrities rub shoulders with ruthless gangsters and scheming politicians, where the figurative magic of the silver screen competes with the literal magic of the streets. Magic, the siren song that lures so many to their doom, and magic always has its price. In Lovetown, nobody has paid a higher price than the infected. For these vampires, werewolves, and ghouls suffer from the only known disease that renders them both less and more than human. So there you go. Sorry, I'm laughing because there's a pull quote from Mark Waid.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, there's a pull quote from Mark Waid.
I don't know anymore.
Lovetown is really interesting. I'm drawn to the characters, which is the most important thing. Storytelling's good. Recommended. Like, that is the most non-committal pull quote. I mean, it's cool.
I'm saying this because I'm afraid to criticize Asians.
Yeah. You know, nothing. The guys
No,
were
these
great.
guys are cool.
The guys were great to talk to. I bought the book.
That should say everything.
You know, and I have high standards. So I was very interested in the idea. It's just, I think Mark Waid's a piece of shit. And so,
you know, there's a legend actually about Mark Waid. Did you know that?
Oh, is there?
Yes, there is a legend.
Is this like Bigfoot?
More like Slender Man or
Okay.
Or Tupac.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Like Tupac.
Where, like, if you go into the bathroom at a comic book store and turn the lights out and you look into the mirror and you say Mark Waid 3 times, he will show up in a monkey suit and start tearing the store apart, screaming about Trump.
I wish I had known about this. I would have done that at a con.
I mean, like those pricks from Samurai Comics?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, did you tell them about your story from that?
No, but... Okay, one of the things I really enjoy about cons is that, you know, most of the good comics from mainstream publishers stopped being printed from, you know, after 2010, they all just stopped. You know, seriously, by 2010, just pretty much give up on comics from the mainstream. And that's just the reality. So one of the things that I like to do is go and buy back issues or out-of-print graphic novels. And I went to one of our local stores, one called Samurai Comics, and I said, okay, do you have any JSA All-Stars or Justice Society? Wait, Justice Society or JSA? That's not the same title. They're different. There is no Justice Society All-Stars, just JSA. But JSA, and I said, I want all of that stuff. JSA All-Stars, Justice Society. I'm looking for those. Those books haven't been out since 15 years ago. You might find some, but I don't know what you're asking.
Now, keep in mind, this is a booth that's entirely back issues.
Yes, a booth that was entirely back issues. Needless to say, I didn't buy anything. I spent my money elsewhere, and I got myself the first book in Nightfall, so I can read about Bane.
Yeah.
But do you want to tell them about Samurai Comics? The one that's near us, because there's 3 of them.
Oh, the one near us, we will go to occasionally when we need to feel pain.
What do we call this place?
We do call it Woke Comics, and that is because it is near a junior college, and you can tell. And this is the bookstore that I got all of our issues of Mom from, because not only did they stock them all, they stocked 30 copies of each and have them to this day.
Yeah.
They stock a lot of books in that vein. They had I'm Not Starfire. They had they've got the second series of Man-Eaters.
They have one rack, huge rack just dedicated to LGBTQ queer pride.
Yeah.
There's another one that's dedicated to Asians, another to what is it? People of color.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah. They have specific sections, not by characters like Spawn or Marvel and DC.
But
No,
because you know that the left really is all about desegregation.
it's more, you can tell the left is all about real storytelling
and bringing us all together.
Yeah.
By putting everyone in their separate rack.
Yeah.
By race.
Separate but equal racks.
Yeah, separate but equal racks. Divided by race and sexuality.
Separate but equal spinner rack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, apparently there's a second Maneater series. I mean, I'm guessing that what's-her-face, Daenerys is paying for it out of her own pocket.
Yeah, it's all about being at camp.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm not. I was actually very tempted to buy it when I saw it, but I'm like, do I want this rabbit hole? And I opted not to. But if it is something that you, our lovely listeners, would like, I will make the sacrifice. Have you read Bane Conquest?
No, I haven't. Actually, that's the thing, is I've read very little about the actual character Bane. But being that I think I've pretty much burned out all of Jeff Johns' good writing, since he doesn't write well anymore. He produces woke crap.
Yeah.
I decided, well, let's go back to another writer that I've been meaning to catch up on, Chuck Dixon. And I decided to start with Nightfall.
Hey, if you're going to start somewhere, start with that.
And all I can say is, man, Nolan really hosed it.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of insulting.
You read this, it's like, why didn't they just make this as the movie?
It would have fit.
Yeah, it would have worked a lot better. Wouldn't have been lame.
No. Well, also, if you're going to have the whole bit of, Batman disappearing at the end, or, hanging up his cape, or passing the torch on to somebody else, I think Bane breaking his back would have been a great way to start that.
Well, you know that what happens, right?
What? With Bane breaking his back?
Well, he does have someone take over for him.
Yeah.
And it goes awful.
Yeah. No, I did know that.
I need to start listening to his streams.
Coolness.
Also, I've been trying to track down Birds of Prey when Dixon was writing it.
That makes sense. Thank you, William. Bane was originally an evil Doc Savage. That makes total sense.
Whoa. Originally I was kind of getting a Milius Conan vibe from his background.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's it, I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's an awesome character.
A wonderful character.
So we have one more book to mention.
Yes.
And sounds interesting. Neither of us have been able to browse it yet, though.
No. But the guy tabled with us, and he was great to talk to.
And here it is.
Okay.
Okay,
this is Public Display of Aggression by Hugh Fritz. Now,
Public Nudity.
What we got was book 2, because he actually sold out of book 1 while at the show, but he said that you can still start with book 2, so that's good to know. About the book. Soleil and Florence are immortal genies who can bend the fundamental forces of the universe through willpower alone. For centuries, they have considered themselves the most formidable beings in the world, but some newcomers just might give them a run for their money. Magic has always been limited to living things. Throughout his life, Soleil has never come across an object with supernatural capabilities. Now a human has somehow constructed guns with the ability to fire spells. Genies are normally resistant to offensive magic, but Soleil knows from experience that the enchanted revolvers harm all creatures equally. Resurrection is one of the few limitations to a genie's abilities. Not even magic should be able to bring a person back from death. Recently, though, Florence saw a corpse not only rise but also fight. Endowed with incredible speed and strength, the revived man seeks revenge on his murderers. To make matters worse, Darren, another genie and once a valuable ally to Soleil, is still missing. He's been lying low, biding his time, but hasn't forgotten about Officer Timbor and has every intention of settling their score.
My God, this is a mouthful.
It's one more paragraph. Darren, the revived corpse, and the man with the magic guns, has a list of people to kill and are eager to spill blood. With the help of Mohinu and Claire, Soli and Florence rush to locate them, uncover the sources of their powers, and find a way to stop them. Basically, it's about genies who are mercenaries. That on its own is fine. I did ask him if he considered this more magical or urban fantasy, and he said more in the magic realm rather than urban fantasy. So I'm getting a sense that it's going to be like Shadowrun.
Well, then I'm not going to comment.
Okay.
Because we know how I feel about Shadowrun.
No, but it's to me, when he's giving that pitch, I thought it was very important to ask, is this urban fantasy or fantasy in an urban setting? And he said fantasy in an urban setting. It's like, okay, Shadowrun.
All right, so reject Birds of Prey, embrace Gotham Sirens. Mark, I'm looking for Chuck Dixon's Birds of Prey, not Eat Beast's Birds of Prey. Okay, Eat Beast, all she writes about is eating ice cream and chick shit.
Yeah.
The original Birds of Prey was more like a Mission Impossible, where you brought your various teams in for various jobs.
Correct.
It wasn't the girls' club that it turned into. As for Gotham Sirens, I'm sorry. Now, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, all for it. I cannot deal with Harley Quinn. Okay, old school Quinn on the animated series, sure, great character. Modern Harley, fuck that. That's it's kind of like having a small child repeatedly punch you in the nuts.
Yeah.
And not being able to kick them. So, yeah. I think that's our report from the convention. Is there anything?
Eloise wants to know what the difference between urban fantasy and fantasy in an urban setting is. I have my opinion. Do you have an opinion?
What urban fantasy is?
The difference between urban fantasy and fantasy in an urban setting.
Yeah, from what I can tell, it mostly has to do with books which have muscle men with their bare chests on the cover and women lilting in the background. That's urban fantasy. And then fantasy in an urban setting usually has some dude with a sword and a leather jacket and a gun and some orc dead on the ground.
That's actually a very good description of them, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, but basically it's from my opinion, urban fantasy has creatures of myth that may or may not be revealed to the common man. But they are trying to live their own day-to-day lives in a normal urban, modern city. And so you have an urban city with fantastic elements. A fantasy in an urban setting is where it's just balls to the wall out there. Yes, you do have skyscrapers, but you also have floating castles. You have flying cars, but you also have magic carpets. Where magic and technology are indistinguishable between each other. Shadowrun.
Well, no, Shadowrun, they're not indistinguishable, though.
No.
That's the thing. Shadowrun, it's this like hard divide of one or the other. And
but it's
really poorly mixed.
But it's all mixed together in one big hodgepodge. Where you can basically.
So is it the difference between Buffy and Angel?
Which era of Buffy? I stopped watching after season 4.
On the same season, yeah.
Well, urban fantasy. Buffy was urban fantasy and all through at least season 3.
Yeah. It was urban fantasy.
I would count. You don't count Angel as an urban fantasy?
It wasn't so heavy on the romance element or the teeny bopper shit.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Vampire the Masquerade's more urban horror,
Yeah.
although at the end it got really fantastical and stupid. Too much cocaine, and I'm not kidding about that. It really was too much
Are
cocaine.
you talking the game or the TV show?
The game.
The game. Okay.
No, this George said
Okay.
it was Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was more urban horror until the later phases when
Mhm.
they did way too much coke and started just writing really weird crap.
Yeah, when they tanked their own world and
Yeah.
had to do a hard reboot.
Somebody else had mentioned something about
Devil May Cry is fantasy in an urban setting.
I thought it was anime.
Yeah, it's anime.
Anime fantasy in an urban setting.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Gail Simone now is what she always was, just more fridge shaped. She fridged herself.
yeah, she did actually. She women in the refrigerator.
Women in the refrigerator.
And the thing was, is even when she was writing good stuff, she turned Birds of Prey into a girls' club, and
She did. When Oracle and Spy Smasher, they get into a chick fight, and then they decide to laugh it off about and reminisce about the glory days of college. What the fuck?
well, no, it ends with what was it? God, Oracle showing how many friends she has.
Yeah, I
What
have
a
all
load of
these
crap.
friends. I have more friends than you, bitch.
And the idea that Power Girl would ever work with her again after what she did to Power Girl, if you've read it,
No,
oh fuck no,
no. Power Girl
fuck
hates her.
no.
What's our thoughts on the Dresden Files? Okay.
Okay, as someone who's written a series of books that's been compared to the Dresden Files, let me get the right graphic up first. Case File Arkham occasionally is compared to the Dresden Files. It is not the Dresden Files. Dresden Files is a wizard detective in a magical world in our modern era, and it's very much a magical world.
Mm-hmm.
Hank Flynn of Case File Arkham is a detective who has some sort of curse about him or something. He's been marked. But he's just an average war vet that got back. He's an average guy who got back from the war, has seen too much action, and is now working as a detective. And destiny just seems to be taking him someplace that he doesn't want to go. And the magic in Case File Arkham and the horror is entirely in the shadows. Unless you are aware of it, the average person doesn't even see it, doesn't even notice it. And when they do notice it, they usually end up dying, just like in Lovecraft.
My opinion, I read the first book of Dresden. It was entertaining, but yes, it was very much so a magical world, very much so in the Harry Potter realm of normies don't see this stuff. But he was doing detective work in that book. I'm going to be honest, I got really bored with the second book. And I had to quit it. And I figured, okay, it suffers from second bookitis. I'll try the third book. I didn't get through the first chapter. So, and my problem with both of them was that it went more into the realm of the fantastic and less about him being a detective. And that's what lost me. So I am not into unless I'm reading something that's balls to the wall fantastic that I know for a fact is going to be fantasy. I don't like mixing my fantasy and other genres. But that's me personally. I know Dresden has a lot of
the
followers.
old Beauty and the Beast series from the 80s.
Oh, there you go. That was totally urban fantasy.
And George has one for you.
Oh, Piers Anthony on Apparel. Exactly. That was exactly what I was.
Did he just score points with you?
Yeah, totally. Well, actually, George, I think you caught when I was bringing up skyscrapers and floating castles and flying cars and magic carpets, because that's the opening scene in On a Pale Horse. So yeah, you know exactly what I was talking about.
I'm really hoping next week you get your voice back, but probably by then I'll be sick enough to have lost my voice. course, I didn't know all the yelling you did.
No, I did a lot of yelling. Our little corner. Okay, conventions are a wonderful microcosm to study psychology, and specifically the psychology of crowds and where crowds will and will not go, and what will draw a crowd to one section or another section. And we happen to be in this random little pocket where we didn't get as much traffic as the other two lanes on the other sides of us. And one of the women in our row,
She was awesome.
She was amazing. She's a marketer by trade. And
really?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains why she could talk.
Yeah.
And sell a book. That was she's working with Randy Lindsay.
Yeah.
But she's a marketer?
She's a marketer by trade.
I need to contact her.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she came up with this idea of every time we make a sale, we yell and to celebrate. And I thought it was great because it would keep up moto, it would keep our spirits up, and it would draw people's attention. And it worked. Not only would people, come down our aisle to see what we were yelling about, but the few times I got to escape the booth, I'd talk to people and they're like, "Hey, do you know what that yelling is over there?" And I would explain it to them. But people all around the con were hearing us, so it was great.
So you're saying that if we ever have a slow moment at a con, to start drawing people in every time you make a sale, you should jump up and down and go, "Ugh, hammer time."
There you go. But I don't think you could project that.
Yeah, right. Okay. You remember when my sister got mad at me because she thought I taught her kid how to cuss?
Yeah, I remember.
And then
that.
she realized I just taught him to yell hammer time.
Yeah.
And then she was okay with it until about a week later. And then she wasn't okay with that either.
No.
Because he kept doing it.
Yeah.
But I think the only downside to the yelling part is I couldn't stay at the booth long. I mean, that was not good for me. I had to pop in the headphones most of the day.
No, I know.
It's okay. I disappeared into music like Fiend Flug and Megadeth. So.
Oh, there are worse things.
And PIL.
Mm-hmm.
Going old school. Oh, Faith No More. That'll block it out.
There you go.
Actually, that was blocking it out for most of the day with Faith No More and Fiend Flug. Ever see the Hammerman cartoon? No, I haven't. That sounds like a thing of the 80s that I must see.
Thank you, Dominic Powell. I'll be fine.
So I guess I don't know how much longer we'll be on the air. If you got more questions, we're happy to hang out with you guys. Meanwhile, for all the books of my books, all are mentioned. Links are everything I've done is in the description.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to update the link to the Discord. Or you could just help us on Subscribestar if you like us enough.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to everyone who has given to that.
Yes,
we were a little shocked that we'd made the money we had. It was like, they like us.
So thank you all very much.
Yeah, actually I am. I especially like Angel Dust, the second album. First album is just something from my youth I definitely remember. There was an entire summer of hanging out at the comic shop playing RPGs and actually raising hell at night. And for those who lived in Southern California, that was the days when pirate radio was around. And it was that summer when The Real Thing came out, and all those songs were being played constantly. So just takes me back. But as far as albums go, I really like Angel Dust, and King for a Day has its moments, like Crack Hitler. No, seriously, there's a song called Crack Hitler that's great.
I would say all of them.
Oh, the question?
Yeah.
How many urban fantasy series about that? But
killing specific monsters. I would say all of them.
I guess that's why another reason my book doesn't count.
No.
Because it's not about that.
No.
Actual mysteries.
No, that seems to be a trope, or either that or Usually a female protagonist who may or may not have abilities, who gets thrown into the deep end of the monster world and usually bangs somebody.
I would have so much fun with a game that lets you have Starscream fight Cobra Commander and decompose.
Well, and then Dennis the Menace can show up.
Is it a Deke character?
Yeah, Deke put out the Dennis the Menace cartoon.
Oh wait, Deke. Was it Deke who did the Inhumanoids, or was that Classer?
It was whoever Marvel was
I
licensing
don't know.
to.
Sunbow.
Sunbow. So no, Deke was kind of cheap.
Oh, Deke is the one that ruined them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm thinking
No.
of the Sunbow verse.
No.
Sunbow was in Humanoids, G.I. Joe, Gem, Transformers.
Yeah, they were fine. They were cool. No, Sunbow would be awesome. But
And the
no,
fact is that there were crossovers.
no, Deke was Dennis the Menace, Heathcliff.
Falcon from G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
His daughter was in the second season of Transformers.
Oh, okay.
And Ace was going to become a member of the Inhumanoids in the second season.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And their Geraldo Rivera character, I think, showed up on all of their series.
He did. He was on Gem.
Okay.
Sunbow did Gem and
Robotics.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Bigfoot. I forgot about that one.
Oh, Deke did Sailor Moon. Deke licensed Sailor Moon.
I'll repeat. I liked all these, and as a kid, I loved the Transformers, but I think I rate the highest is Inhumanoids. That was a really fucked up show.
You love Inhumanoids. Did we get all of them for you, or
no? We just got the first. We can't find the rest of them.
Okay.
So I don't have the one where the Statue of Liberty comes to life.
Yeah.
And becomes a bitchy wife to, is it God, what's his name? Not Moltar. Metlar. She becomes the bitchy girlfriend of Metlar.
I should try to find that again. Maybe they've put it out. I doubt it, though.
Oh yeah, the original singer, right? Who did "We Care a Lot"? That was a fun album as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, unless you guys have any more things for us to talk about,
have we heard of a cartoon called Zone Riders? That sounds really familiar.
No, I haven't. Huh.
That sounds really familiar. I think
yeah.
Oh, brain's frying. The show we watch on YouTube where they do random geeky things.
Oh, that limits it.
He's got all the toys behind him.
Oh yeah.
I think they did it. Sorry, guys. Neither one of us can remember the name of the show.
Oh, does Tubi have Inhumanoids? I would love to watch it again. As I had mentioned, for a while it was on, was it Vimeo?
Wolf can do a decompose impression.
Wolf, we have to bring you back on. Seriously, we need you on a Monday.
I want Shanae to do decompose.
No. I just want to hear him do decompose. Hey, can you do like Cobra Commander? All right. It's been good talking to you, and not a very intense show tonight. Nothing too serious, because just we're sick.
Yeah.
Especially Kat.
Well, they know we're sick. That's why they're listening.
But hopefully we'll be better by next week.
No, I'm sure I will be recovered by next week, and we're just hoping Ishii doesn't come down with it.
No. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Please, once again, buy one of my books if you haven't yet, and check out these writers we've discussed tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And next year, if you're a writer looking to find an audience and meet people, you might want to consider Phoenix Comic-Con or Fan Fusion, I guess it's called.
Yes. They will be opening up for Reg for next year very soon. So,
all right.
So take care, everybody. Thank you.